Hey, DJ, you're really big when it comes to communication on defense. From your perspective, what are you seeing in the defensive breakdowns? And, I know there are a lot of passionate discussions on the sideline. What is it going to take collectively to be more consistent on that side of the ball?
Like you said, communication. We got to have a sense of urgency on the defensive game. Like we got a lot of guys who can score a lot of points. I don't think offense is going to be our problem with the threats that we have on that side of the basketball. But defensively, we have some lapses. We got to be better. I mean, I got to be better for us defensively. We all have to be better. But I just take a little bit more ownership on that side of the ball because I feel like that is, a thing that I love and, a big part of why I think I'm out there for us. So we gotta be better, but I take a lot of that.
With the performances against opponents that don't necessarily have winning records, is that something that's glaring to you? Is that something that you feel, yes, that's on us? Like the intensity against this team isn't the same against some of the upper echelon squads.
Yeah, we can't play people's record. At the end of the day, everybody is, the guys that we're playing, regardless of record, they're professional athletes. They're professional basketball players. They're out there for a reason, regardless of how their team is as a whole. And we can't play people's records or the score if we're up. We got to just continue to play the game of basketball the right way. We can't cheat it, and we can't turn it on. When we're down big and then expect to get back in a basketball game. Some nights it works, and some nights you get your ass kicked, and that's a part of respecting the game.
Alex Schiffer with The Athletic.
DeAndre, you touched on a little bit of my question, but you guys got rid of most of their lead in the second half. You got it down to maybe one possession, and you just couldn't get it tied. And over that last time, was that the lead being so big and the energy it took to get it to where it was, or was it something else that kind of held you guys back from getting it tied?
I think it was a mixture of all of those things, Alex. I think that we exerted a lot of energy, chopping down that, I think it was maybe 18, 20-point lead that they had. And then, we got it down to 2, I believe. But we just couldn't get over that hump. And, that's some of that stuff is just karma coming back on us and, letting us know you can't BS the game like we did early on. But hopefully we learn from this skid that we're on right now and respond. But we can't feel sorry for ourselves. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us at all. So we just got to be able to respond like teams do.
Tom Dowd with BrooklynNets.com.
DJ, are you seeing any other commonality with some of the teams that are giving you guys some trouble defensively? Some of them seem to be just, younger, kind of pretty aggressive, high motor clubs.
I don't think so. I mean, I think we've lost to veteran teams who have, not record-wise haven't been very good. But, you got to give credit to those teams that came out, played hard, did what they were supposed to do, and competed. But I don't think that we should be looking at personnel or age of other teams. We got to, this is on us. We got to come out and respond and start the game the right way with the intensity and sense of urgency and focus that we do once we're down in these games. We got to start the game the way when it's 0-0, and we're a totally different team when we have a different mindset coming out the start.
Brian Lewis with the New York Post.
Hey, DJ. Two-part, just following up on that. You said you don't think that you should be looking at, teams' record and roster and so forth, but do you think that has been going on to some extent? When you look at the records and you see the result, do you think some of that has crept in there? And secondly, you talked about you personally take pride in your defense and the defensive communication, and you want to do better at that. Do you think, is that more just you personally talking more and communicating more, or is it more you receiving the communication from others?
Well, the first part of your question, that's a tough one, because we've taken care of, some teams that have had, not so good records, and we haven't. So I don't think that may be the case, but I think it's just the way we start games. Our mindset and intensity coming out early that kind of dictates how we're going to play for the rest of the game. And sometimes when you get down big, comically, you're not going to come back. The other team just has the momentum in situations like that. So I think that we'll have better starts. We need to have better starts if we're trying to do what we want to do ultimately. And the second part of your question, I think that we all do a pretty good job of communicating defensively, but we need to be able to communicate for 40, as close to 48 minutes as possible out there, because there's going to be nights where our offense is shit and we're not making shots, we're turning the ball over. But if we're not converting the offense, we can't let the other team convert on our offense. We got to be able to come down and get stops and grind some of those games out. And that's what we're going to be able to rely on our defense, because, that's just an effort thing. And, us being on the string. But, like I said, we can't feel sorry for ourselves. We have to clean this stuff up and learn from our mistakes and hopefully just build on it as the season continues.
Malika Andrews, ESPN.
DeAndre, you've never shied away from taking responsibility. Was James Harden in that interaction we kind of saw replayed over and over talking to you about taking that pride? And do you feel that spirited communication was helpful, or do you kind of kick yourself in the pants when something like that is going on?
I don't know what you're talking about with James.
On the sidelines, it looked like you guys were having a spirited conversation in the first quarter, and then again a little bit later in the game. I wasn't sure if that was about defense or effort or what that was.
Honestly, I don't even remember. We talked so much during the game. I don't know. But we have conversations about defense, offense, spacing, communication. But all of it's whatever we're talking about is for the success of our team. I wish I remember what plays you were talking about, but I don't. I'm sorry.
Do you feel like you need to hear it from somebody else, or do you think you have a sense in your own mind of when this is going and what needs to change in terms of defensive effort and adjustments?
I think it's more a film thing, us to be able to see it as a group and see where we need to clean up things. But for me, I think I know, where I need to be defensively. And I think me, I talk a lot on the floor. But, I'm just, learning with different guys and, if guys want help on certain plays, if they don't. But I think we'll learn that as we continue to go and grow and play alongside each other.
Thanks, DJ. We appreciate it.
Thanks, DeAndre.